Hi, I'm Lily.
Hi, I'm Gianna.
Welcome to our podcast. Today we will talk about what makes Hamilton successful.
Son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, by providence impoverished and squalor. Grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter. By 14, they placed him in charge of a trading charter.
Here is a song called Alexander Hamilton from one of the most popular musical last year, the musical Hamilton. This musical has been the center of the topic last year. Gianna, do you know about this musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda?
I think it's about one of the most famous founding fathers in the history, Alexander Hamilton.
Yep.
He is also the first Secretary of Treasury of the U.S., and he founded the first Bank of America. And as far as I know, this musical is popular not only among domestic audience, but also among the international ones.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. As far as I know, Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the book, music, and lyrics for Hamilton. When he was on the break from the musical In the Heights, he read the book Alexander Hamilton by Chernow, which inspired him the idea of writing this historical figure as a musical.
Wow, I did not know that, but that sounds really cool.
Okay, wait until you hear this. He won the Tony Award for Best Original Score and Tony Award for Best Book of a musical for this show.
That's really good.
And Hamilton received a record-setting 16 Tony nominations, winning 11, including Best Musical. Actually, to educate some of our audience, can you give us a brief introduction about this founding father?
Perhaps most people just know him as a dude on the $10 bill. However, he is a lot more than that. Alexander Hamilton is a crucial character who helps the country gain its independence. As an immigrant and illegitimate child, Hamilton also came to the country to seek for his American dream. Being born in a poor family, Hamilton worked really hard to get himself to be at the top of the ladder. When he was 14, his mom died from disease.
Wow, his childhood sounds really, really bad.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a pleasant childhood. But things gets better after he came to New York, which was still a colony of Great Britain at that time. He assisted George Washington, a general of American armies, also the first president of the United States, to fight against Great Britain. After the colonies broke away from Great Britain, Hamilton became one of the members who helped founding the new nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But there's a part that's kind of sad. So unlike most of his colleagues, he didn't come from an elite family. Therefore, a lot of times his ideas were rejected. For example, people ridiculed him when he proposed to found a national bank for the U.S.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but as we modern people, as we look back to the history, we can tell that Hamilton did make a lot of right decisions during that time. Hamilton's political life wasn't that pleasant either after he had a sex scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he lost his life during a duel with Aremberg, one of his major rivals in politics.
I think what you just said is also the story of this musical. But okay, I promise to everyone right now, the whole show is not just about Hamilton one character. There are a lot of overlapping storylines make the whole show presents the characters in different perspectives. There are several storylines going on, so when you're looking at those stories, it is definitely not something that people usually learn in their U.S. history books. And I would say by using hip hop, which is one of the most popular elements in the 21st century, Lin-Manuel Miranda does make Hamilton stand out from the other existing musicals, for example, Lion King, Mamma Mia, and Wicked. I think it's a mixture of rap, history, and some deeper meanings. Gianna, why do you like Hamilton?
So first of all, I think Hamilton is a really good musical. You can tell that people to put a lot, like the staff behind this musical put a lot of effort into it.
Obviously.
Yeah, and then I can also relate my own experience with this musical. As an international student, I came to the U.S. with American Dream, just like many other foreigners. American Dream tells me that we will succeed no matter what background and races I am from.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the idea of American dreams keeps reminding me that I can actually reach my goal and chase my dream without considering about my race, nationality, skin color, or even gender.
Yeah, I totally feel you. So, Hamilton himself was also an immigrant when he came to the U.S. With his American dream, just like what I said before, he believed that he can be a great man and make a huge change in this country. Even though he came from a humble background, he went to King's College and then went to law school and eventually finished writing the U.S. Constitution. In the 21st century, the U.S. had been through many ups and downs, so people often forget the true meaning of American dream.
So they want to build a wall.
Yeah, well, I guess. This musical definitely encourages and inspires them not to give up their American dreams. It also shows people that a small person can do something big in the future. So right now, I want to share this song to you all, My Shot from Hamilton. The song shows people that they will eventually succeed as long as they don't give up. And it's a really inspiring song.
Everybody sing! Whoa, 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 hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Say, let 'em hear ya. Let's go! Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, shout it to the rooftop. Whoa, sit to the rooftop. Whoa, come on, let's go. Rise up when you're living on your knees. You rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up.
I love this song so much. It shows like Hamilton's ambition and American dream at the very beginning of the show, which kind of, like sets the tone of this musical. And okay, if you're paying attention, you will find the melody of this song appear several times through the whole show.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think what Lin-Manuel Miranda wants to do is it not only reminds the audience what Hamilton's ambition is, but also makes Hamilton's characteristics stand out and become to be his theme song.
Oh, hold on. I want to stop you here because I'm kind of confused. So, what do you mean by theme song?
Theme song. So, since different characters have different characteristics, Miranda gives each character their own theme song to show their personalities by their way of rapping, because it's a hip hop show. The music and songs in the show have a perfect connection with all the characters. So the audience can actually differentiate each character's personalities through their songs. So I know some of you may be a little bit confused, and here I want to show you a good example from the second act of the show.
Virginia, my home, sweet home, I wanna give you a kiss. I've
I like it, but there's one thing I feel kind of interesting. It sounds different from the other songs.
Yeah, you can tell it's kind of like a jazz music, right?
Yep.
So this song is called What I Missed, which is kind of a theme song for Thomas Jefferson. So you probably know he is the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
So he has been away from the United States for a long time because he went to France. So when he came back, a lot of things get changed. So to emphasize, to show the audience this kind of change, Miranda show it by like differentiates the music he is showing. So Thomas Jefferson is still singing jazz, but the whole American is singing hip hop, the rap. And actually, I also think this show breaks the boundary between the audience and the actors on the stage. And the musical relates to many topics we're talking about in our life, such as immigrants. Do you heard about Trump's tweets about towards the Hamilton cast?
Wait, is this something about the presidential election?
Yeah, you're right. It's like it happens last year.
Oh, wait, let me think. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. So, as we all know, President Donald Trump is not a big fan of diversity. So, after he got elected, the cast publicly spoke to the upcoming vice president, which is Mike Pence, about that the multiracial and multicultural cast of Hamilton is concerned about Trump's administration.
Mm-hmm.
Also, however, Trump felt the cast was humiliating his president, so he asked the cast to apologize on Twitter. So in this case, I personally think that art and politics should be separated because they are two completely different issues. How about you, Lily? What do you think?
I think before I talk about my own opinion, I want to quote from someone. So, Elizabeth Dillon, who is the chair of the Department of English in Northeastern University, she says that theater has already started to mix with politics a long time ago. So, in my opinion, I think I will give the credit for Hamilton to talk about politics. I think art is a way for the artist to deliver his thoughts and his messages. And the theater is the open space for different voices. And when you are looking at this show, this musical actually focuses on the story of Alexander Hamilton and the American Revolution. So I don't think there's a way that we can avoid the topic of politics. And one of the main storyline is the conflict among Hamilton and Aaron Burr and Jefferson, which kind of reveals how they negotiate and came up with the final decision of building this new country. And so when you're looking at this show, you see there are many different skin colors on the stage. So Hamilton employs a cast of non-white actors to tell the story of the founding father. Even though it is not the true representation of our founding fathers, but it shows what American is nowadays, which is a melting pot. They're Asian, they're Black, they're Hispanic, literally everyone, right?
You're right.
But Trump's administration is going against the idea of melting pot, just like he want to build a wall and he want to have a travel ban. Hamilton's cast has their reason to speak up because they don't like it. And here I want to share one of my favorite songs to everyone right now, which is called Yorktown. And after you listen to this, you will probably know why I really like it.
The Battle of Yorktown, 1781. Monsieur Hamilton.
Monsieur Lafayette.
In command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Do you get it? Like,
Wait, yeah, I think I do this. Yeah.
yeah, the most ironic line in the song, like, they say, immigrants, we got the job done. Do you think it's like kind of slapping Trump's the face, like his
Yeah.
face?
I also find it kind of ridiculous, like in a way.
Yeah. So, okay, let's put politics on the side. What do you think are some other deeper meanings that audience can learn from this show?
So, when we think about these famous historical figures in the history, we usually only see their accomplishments and their contribution in the society. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, like in history book, it's like what they did and
Yeah.
they win the battle, those kind of things.
So I know people also talks about that history is a story of the winners. Yeah, like it's for the one who get the victory.
Mm-hmm.
But then, while we only look at those like good parts, we usually ignore the fact that they are also human beings who make mistakes, commit sins, and have desire like the rest of us do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So besides giving them credit and praising their achievement, this musical does different. Like this musical also portrays the dark side of those people. So, for example, I remember in this show we can see the conflict among these founding fathers.
You're a big part. Like
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, they fight all the time.
And Thomas Jefferson, right?
Yeah, true.
And then many of them claim that they fought against each other for a country. Like they always say that, oh, I do this because for the good of the country, right?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah, but what they actually really wanted is a central power. Like they actually want to control the country.
And they want to be famous.
Yeah, and get all the like benefits.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so then this shows that these people also have greed. And I remember this other part is about jealousy, another common sin of human being. So as you can know, like Aaron Burr and Hamilton, they're like rivals, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, fighting a lot like in the show, right?
Mhm.
So then in the song The Room Where It Happens, it presents Aaron Burr's jealousy toward Hamilton, since Washington seemed to like Hamilton's idea better.
And here's the song, The Room Where It Happens.
Two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed. The immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. The Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And here's the pièce de résistance. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. We just assume that it happens. No one else is in the room where it happens.
Yeah, okay. Back to the show. So in this case, Burr not only wanted to be better than Hamilton, but he was also desperate for people's approval.
That's why he wants to be in the room where it happens. He wants to get close to the central power.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And also, I think this is one of the main reasons why Aaron Burr challenged Hamilton to a duel and shot him. Like I think he was intended to kill him.
Yep.
Like he intended to kill him. Yeah. And quoted from what Lin-Manuel Miranda said, "There's no saint in the show." We can see that Hamilton, like this musical Hamilton, wants to show us the life of these great figures without any biases.
So I think this musical also can't avoid talking about the controversial theme in many arts, which is love.
Yeah,
and
that's why like those romantic movies are so popular.
yeah, like literally everyone in America likes romantic relationship in the art. And I think there's so many kinds of love in this show. The friendship love between Lafayette and Hamilton, the sister love between Angelica and Eliza, the family love among Eliza, Philip, and Hamilton. So, Philip, Hamilton's son, he died really early in the show because he wanted to protect his father's reputation.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, but here I want to mainly talk about Eliza's love towards Hamilton. As we all know, Hamilton cheated on her during their marriage. And however, Eliza still wanted to protect his legacy. And so she basically just destroyed the evidence of his love affairs. She also becomes the one who wrote about Hamilton's story and contribution towards this country. And here is the clip of the closing song in this musical. From the lyrics, I think you probably will feel Eliza's love.
I put myself back in the narrative. Stop wasting time on tears. I live another 50 years. It's not enough. I interview every soldier who fought by your side. I try to make sense of your thousands of pages of writings. You really do right, but you're running out of time. I rely on Angelica. While she's alive, we tell your story. She is buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her most, she was right on time.
Okay, so to conclude our podcast, what is the true secret of Hamilton's success?
I think there are many different ways that lead to Hamilton's success. It is not just simply a musical about our founding fathers anymore, but also covers many hidden meanings, such as what we just talked about: love, politics, and American dream.
Yep.
So, for human, right? We cannot just only have heart. Like, we also need our other organs in order to be a complete human being. Yeah. So I believe that without all of the elements, without all of those organs, Hamilton's will not be a complete piece of art.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I like your metaphor. And one thing I want to add on is that Miranda once said this is a story about America then told by America now. So it kind of shows that the musical breaks the boundaries between the past and the present, the stage and the audience. This show is not a typical historical show anymore. It becomes pretty much more relevant and educational. And I believe that different people see this show differently. And what we just talked about is from me and Gianna's personal ideas, opinions. So you probably have some different opinion. If you want to share your ideas with us, welcome to contact us. And at the end, we hope you enjoyed this podcast, and thank you so much.